Hey, what's up, people? It is your boy Matty D here of A1 Solutions Group. We're the ones who find the solutions to your credit and financial needs. So here with video 2 or 3 of the mini series of how credit works and the component of a credit score. Here with part 2, we're gonna talk about credit utilization. Okay, and something that's very interesting. So many of you may not know, some of you may know, but when it comes to your credit score, the next biggest factor is credit utilization. That's about 30%. And, it's really looking at, to make it real simple, it's how well are you handling your credit cards? Are you keeping it low and steady and riding out and saying, yeah, life is gravy? Or are you maxing those cards out, going, yo, man, let's go to the club or the bar, we're max this out, we're going to ball. And then the next day, you're paying for it in interest, and also because you drink too much. Stuff happens, people. People do crazy stuff. So, what comes down to now? Here's the thing. I did a little bit more research on this, and I'm a certified credit repair. And the rule that they say is to keep your balances among your credit cards, be it 1, 2, or 5. You want to keep it below. You want to keep it at 30% below of what your total balances are. So it's kind of like, if you have a credit limit of like 10,000, you want to keep it below 3,000, I believe, if my math is correct, something like that. So, and unfortunately, there isn't really like a hard number, but 30% or below, and you're good. And some people, I thought I max out and pay it off every month, but it doesn't really look that great. Paying off is good, but to constantly do that up and down, as far as when FICO looks at, FICO, by the way, stands for Fair Isaac Corporation, so it's a corporation. They look at that, the lenders may look at that and say, geez, you take your stuff, you max it all the time, and that's not healthy. It's not good, financially healthy. You want to keep it as low as you can. Now, here's the thing. Life happens, stuff happens, especially you got families, kids, all that stuff. The other thing to it is that if you have one credit card for this guy with a credit limit of like, let's say $500 or whatever, or like, let's say 1,000, you're pretty much fine. Like, it's easy to manage. Then when you get 2, 3, or 4, because it's one thing to have one trade line on your credit report, but they like to see you have more than one, like a couple on there, and then it gets harder to manage. So if you have one, you're fine. If you got like 3, you got to make sure that you're pretty much budgeting pretty well and you're not going crazy on it, stuff like that. But you got families and kids, stuff happens, but you can still make it work. So I'm gonna kind of read over the article for this. Is below in the description. What we talk about is that credit utilization, the percentage of available credit that has been borrowed, makes up 30% of your total credit score. Since FICO views borrowers who habitually max their credit cards, so for those of you who maxed out and paid it off, kind of applies to you, or who get very close to credit limits as people who cannot handle debt responsibly. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Since FICO views borrowers who habitually max out credit cards or who get very close to credit limits as people who cannot handle debt responsibly, try to maintain low credit card balances. FICO says people with the best scores tend to have an average credit utilization ratio of less than 6%, which is pretty much means that like you're not doing much of anything with your life, I feel like, by them saying that. So have an average credit utilization ratio of less than 6%, with 3 accounts carrying balances and less than 3,000 owed on revolving accounts. So 6% can work if you're like single and you're not doing much. You got a family, it's kind of tough. So there you go, credit utilization, my friend. The next one after that, we're going to talk about, as far as the next part of the score is credit history. It's one that some people get, some people don't get. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care.